All right, going live with another fantasy baseball recap. Um, going to Sunday Night Baseball with Adam and Ray, and Jason Hayward just hit a home run that I don't know. I don't know if that clinches it for Ray, but I think it's gonna be tough. Josh Bell can do it though. Um, he can hit home runs at any time, and he's pretty clutch too. But that was a big clutch Hayward home run that put Ray in a position to upset the first place team. And big spoiler. I would say if that happened, that would be probably the spoiler of this last 5 weeks. That would be the biggest spoiler so far. Ray coming in and taking Adam out of the first place spot. Adam will still be, I think, tied for second next week in contention. But Jason Hayward with a big home run for Ray right now. So that was week 19 is pretty much in the books, and 2 more weeks left of the season. I guess who will Eric? Eric, you're probably biting at your lip right now, because if this plays out the way it is right now, you'll be back in first. And will you get your asterisk next week? I think Eric, he could get a playoff little asterisk next to his team name. So the first one can be in as of tomorrow morning. Now, if this flips and Josh Bell can return favor and hit a home run 2 for Adam, and it flips back, I think Adam will earn an asterisk. Well, yeah, obviously, because he'll stay in first place and get the win. But we could be looking at for sure, I think, at least the first playoff spot clinched. And again, that would just solidify what Eric said he was going to do since last season, and he got all these picks, and he now has a chance to regain first place at a crucial time in the last 3 weeks of the season. Not the hardest schedule left, not the easiest. He was in that group in the middle when we had our vote on the group me. The easiest run to the playoff, their easiest marathon. And Eric was in that middle group where I think he has 2 decent teams and then 1 kind of easy team. In terms of ranking, not to insult any of you guys, because clearly Ray, who's in 11th place right now, could upset the first place team. But anyway, Eric definitely executed on his draft and could possibly get first place starting tomorrow with only 2 weeks left in the season, and he could lock down that first place seed. So let's get into the recap. Oh, Dale. Okay, cool. Hopefully you'll be on the whole time. I don't know if you're working or anything, but all right. So speaking of, let's go into yours, Dale. You and Alejandro had a good matchup pretty much the whole week, and Alejandro had that laundry list of DL players, and he still – that's the thing about his team, man. His ranking doesn't do his team justice. He should definitely be a top 5 team, definitely a top 5 manager this year. But every team he plays it's a tough matchup. But you came through, and there was crazy amount of offense this week. And I'm looking, you're one of the teams, and Alejandro pretty much got 60 hits, 14 home runs, and then you came through with 67 hits, 19 home runs. It was a crazy offensive week. Alejandro took the pitching. That's what kept it close. He had 8 of all his points were from the pitching. Shy 1 run. That would have made it a tie game at least. But good matchup with Dale and Alejandro. Probably up until today, that was the matchup of the week. Because up until today, everybody else's matchups are kind of large margin, point margin in between the 2 teams. So there was no real close matchups except for yours and Alejandro's. But then now we got Ray and Adams, and I think this will probably be the matchup of the week just because of the way it's going down. Joe took advantage of playing David this week, solidified I think looking at who he plays next week, solidified a good a uh, a good win, taking it beating David because he plays Alejandro next week, and Alejandro can definitely he has a team to possibly beat Joe. So cheers from Dave and Buster's Effing right. Oh, nice. All right, cheers, guys. Um, but yeah, Joe took advantage this week and got a big win because he faced Alejandro next week, which could be a tough matchup. And I think when we look into the preview for next week, I think that'll put him in the top 4. Then we talked about Ray and Adams coming down to this game and Jason Hayward right now. Eric just texted me, start from the beginning. I missed it. I'm only a few minutes in. Hopefully the connection stays strong. Yeah, so Moy and Carlos had a big matchup. That was I think it was a pretty good margin for the most part. It started off with like Moy in the beginning winning, and then Carlos kind of took over on Tuesday. And Carlos, man, I think if it's solidified, I think he's in the top 6 now. Considering that Justin's coming off a loss, and he beat Moy, who was right above him. So yeah, Carlos making a run, and he doesn't even have Scherzer right now, right? Or he has Justin Verlander and someone else has Scherzer. I don't know. Let me see. No, he has Scherzer, but Scherzer's on the deal. Damn, and he's got 2 big wins. So great matchup with Moy and Carlos. Moy has to rebound and get a win next week. Justin, Efren, another spoiler win. Damn. And Chewy gave me a scare this week too, but Justin took a loss to Efren. No, I didn't talk about your matchup, Eric, yet. You're next because I'm going to. When I look at the matchups, it shows yours and AJ's last, and I'm just going down the list. So yeah, Efren beat Justin in a big win. I'm really happy, that we're in a league where even the teams that don't have a chance at playoffs, you guys are still playing and setting your lineups and not letting us walk away from it. I talked about this a few videos ago. Like, play spoiler and have fun with it. And people are doing that. And so, yeah, thanks. I did not want the people who are in playoff contention to just kind of walk into the playoffs because other people kind of fell out and gave up and didn't set their lineups. And people are setting their lineups and trying to play spoiler. So thank you guys. It keeps this league competitive the whole way through. And it's something to play for, fuck it. Fuck someone's shit up. Justin just joined the shower. Eric, you're looking older since you got married. Comes with the territory, right? My hair still, you thought I wasn't going to have this hair. I've still got my hair, though. Until the kids come, then that'll be the next thing. I'll look old and then I'll lose my hair. So great win, Efren. Justin's got to get a rebound win for next week. AJ against Eric. I was about to say that. AJ against Eric. Good. It started off good. It started off well. Close, I mean. AJ's offense with the Astros played great this week. But Eric, your pitching is legit. And I think, let's look at your matchup. Yeah, that lockdown. You took 7 of the 9 pitching categories. 5 wins, no losses, sub-3 ERA, and 2 quality starts. 35 strikeouts, but still, you 5-0. I mean, that's and with the ERA like that, you're going to get whip. You're most likely going to get Ks per walk. So Eric came through. Again, he like we said, he doesn't have the easiest schedule. Doesn't have the hardest, but doesn't have the easiest schedule to get through. But right now, he could take over first place if how this play. If this game continues this way and Hayward gets the win for Ray, Eric could take over first place in a prime spot. going into week 20 with 2 weeks left in the season. So, and again, another big offensive team that went off this week, 15 home runs, 67 hits. And since I talked about the matchups, I want to go into that. I think this was the most impressive offensive stats. Like, I don't know if, and pitching didn't do too bad, I think, in the league. I mean, the good pitchers played well, but the hitters, damn, there's a lot of home runs. Like, it used to be a big deal when one team got like 18, 15 plus home runs in a week, but half the league did. I got 17 home runs and 73 hits. Let's see. Chewy, he had what you would consider a regular week. Just kind of see. I talked about Dale's stats. He had a big week offensively. I think Joe did too. Joe 69 hits, 15 home runs. Adam 74 hits, 19 home runs. Damn. Moy and Carlos. Hey, Carlos 15 home runs. Moy 60 plus hits. And then again, I talked about Eric's stats. Was it close with him and AJ? No. Offensively, Eric smoked him too. Yeah, so that recaps this week. Balls juiced. Did they talk about that, something like that? Or didn't like Verlander have something to say early in the season? He had a complaint about the baseballs and that, I don't know, something about them that they carried, or I don't know. He had a complaint about the baseballs, but home runs are exciting and it's fun. Like, if you appreciate baseball and you watch a pitcher's duel, but for the regular fan, that's just boring. Like, you need home runs. MLB owns the ball makers, I believe, Rawlings. But home runs are what you get the TV ratings, and people watch that. It's exciting. You know, the regular fan watches 4 innings of a pitching duel, and it's boring for them. So maybe they did, and they're like, fuck it. Today's proof, right? This week's proof. Verlander's wife tits juiced. Alejandro. That's a good one. But I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, it'd be kind of interesting to find out what how the ratings were for baseball, you know, on TV this year at the end of the season. But this week was a fucking huge offensive week. So let's look at the projected standings for next week. Again, Adam could stay at 1, or he could fall to 4, but still be tied, I think, for second. No, because we're a half game behind, so he'll be a half game, I think, after me and Dale. So Eric could be 1 or stay at 2. Dale could be everybody can move up in the top 4, and Adam could potentially move down. So it stays this way. Eric will be 1. Dale will be 2. I'll be 3. Adam will be 4. Joe will be 5. And I think, Carlos moves up. He was a game behind Justin. And Justin's losing, he's winning. So he'll make up that game coming off a win. He'll jump into, I think, 6th place, and Carlos will control his own destiny. It's a different ball. Launch angles. Launch angles and Dale said launch angles. And the fucking high leg kick. That's the difference. Look at Donaldson and Turner. It's high leg kick and launch angles. So that'll be the top 6, and then Carlos will control his destiny, and he could get into the playoffs, and that would be a fucking big. That would be big because I had him still in it, but I kind of counted him out because I just thought the other teams were just going to dominate the rest of their season. He didn't have a shot, but with some teams taking some big losses, teams are playing spoiler, and it helped Carlos big time. Moy took a loss. So Moy and Justin need to rebound next week, and they got to hope people lose now. So that's, and Alejandro took, a tough loss this week. So Justin, Moy, and Alejandro will have to hope people lose, considering that we only have 2 weeks left and they don't have much time. So, damn, Carlos, big ups to Carlos, man. Joe, move up from the 6 to 5, so you gave yourself a little cushion there. going into next week playing Alejandro. That's a tough matchup. So you gave yourself a little cushion there, Joe. So again, way to take advantage of a big win this week. I got myself a little bit of a cushion. Got a big win. Chewy had a great week this week. He's another team that I think the record doesn't reflect how well he could have done. But then, I mean, not to talk shit, but he always has a couple picks that just crash and burn for him that I think separate his team from being that team that can just be right in it. And Severino, I think he drafted like 2 injured pitchers or high in the draft. Oh, okay. Anyway, I'll go into that right now, Eric. Um, Again, yeah, he makes it's a couple of draft picks that just go sour for him, and then it costs him from being a team that he should be because his teams really they're competitive. At least every time I play him, it's always close. Um, so Eric, I did talk about it, but I'll talk a little bit more about it. I think if you get a win, well, you're gonna win this week. You could get your playoff asterisks starting tomorrow. I think you'll have plenty of spot because the difference between you and Carlos, who's in the 6th seed, I think 3.5, 4 games, and we only have 2 weeks left. So I think even if you lose twice, you'll still get in the 5th or 6th seed with your record. So, yeah, Eric, I think you clinch your playoff spot, and I mentioned it before, but you had a game plan. You got those draft picks and you executed on them, and it could have easily been a situation where you busted on them and and you dropped the ball, but nah, got great players, and now you can win the season and get a clinch playoff spot. So yeah, I think you're one. Maybe Dale and myself. I don't think so though, but I think maybe Dale and myself might get a asterisk. Joe, it's all about the money and the buy 1 and 2 spot is where it's at. 1 and 2 spot. You say that, but last year I had the 5 seed, and I beat me, and then AJ went up against. So I think AJ got a bye because he won the season or got 2nd place. I think Adam won the season, and they got the first round bye. But I had to play Adam, who was a great team, 1st place, season winner, and I was the 5 seed in the semifinal. And AJ had to play Ray in the semifinal. Ray had loaded up with all those players that he bought, and he had that almost like an all-star team last year, and we beat them. So yeah, it's always about wanting to get that bye, and the 1st place winner, you want that money too. The 1st, 2nd seed. Like I'd be like, damn, I want the playoff bye is nice. Don't get me wrong, it's nice because then you're just one win away from the championship, and you got guaranteed money. But I think winning the money at the end of the season is better. $1,000, right? Dale, can you put? I think it's 1,000, right? The winner of 1st place of the season. Who was still able to get the first 2 spots? If Adam wins and if Adam pulls this off, then him and Eric the seedings won't change. And I think they'll both get asterisks tomorrow if Adam does get the win. And they'll both get their playoff spots. And I don't think we will have a shot, Dale, realistically, at the first 2 spots if Adam does win. Because their teams are really good. Myself and Adam had the easiest schedules. I'm not going to answer that. Who do you prefer wins? I mean, I want 1st, so as a competitor, I need the people ahead of me to lose. So if there's an opportunity for a team ahead of me to lose, of course I'm going to want that because like I said, I want that money for the season. I want the playoff bye. So to answer your question, Eric, Adam's in a position to lose right now, and he's ahead of me. And as a competitor, I want 1st place. I want the best position, so I can be in. But if he pulls it off, then he clinches a playoff seed, and you don't want Adam to win, Eric. So I think you will admit that you want to be in first place and get that money too. So to answer your question, yeah, if there's someone ahead of me on in the standings, I want them to lose. But yeah, so Dale, sorry, if Adam does get the win, I don't think we have a shot at first and second. Okay, you agree? Okay. I think you're saying 1,000 same because you agree with what I'm saying. I hope. It's just 2 weeks left, and let's look. Let's look at the preview for next week, week 19. Yes, this is. I'm texting Jasmine. Okay. Yeah, and then they'll clinch the first 2 seeds. But let's look at the week 19 preview. I'm glad you guys are on. Thanks for chiming in. Makes these a lot more fun. Okay, so week 20. All right, so I will play David. Again, an opportunity for me to get another big win and keep my position, but we'll see. Moy plays Dale. That's a big game. Dale, you're in a position to knock Moy out of contention. So that's a big spoiler moment. And you want to win. You want to try to get that first, second place seed if things play out for you. So you might have to take Moy out of playoff contention next week. Moy, your opportunity to beat somebody ahead of me. So I think you know who I want to. Another big spoiler one. Alejandro's team is no joke. They're good, and with everybody that turned his list, like I said, he's still taking Dale, the number 3 team, down to the wire. So Alejandro plays Joe next week. Alejandro's in a big spoiler position. I think the signal, guys. Hold on. Hopefully that works. Sorry, I think I lost signal. I didn't think about that. If Moy doesn't make playoffs, yeah, Eric, he'll lose first. He lost his first pick or first round pick and second round pick, something like that. Yeah, so Joe, Alejandro's in a big spoiler week opportunity, and Joe, you need to continue to win. You win, you're in, Joe. But I think it's more to that. I think people below you, if they all lose one more time, you're in. So I think you're a week away from a win from you and a loss from the team below you, and you clinch your asterisk, Joe. But Joe plays Alejandro, and Alejandro, you're still in it. There's an opportunity for you to beat someone ahead of you and get right back in the contention for the 6th seed. Ray plays Chewy. Nothing really at stake there. Efren's in a spoiler position. He plays Carlos. So Efren's coming off a big win against Justin this week. Efren has a great offense. And Carlos' team's on fire. So that's going to be I think that's a matchup of the week. Just a stake for Efren, you can take someone else out like the way you've been doing. And after you took out Justin this week, I think, got the itch for it. But Carlos plays Efren in another big standings matchup that can determine the standings. Justin plays Eric. Justin needs to win to get back in, and Eric has to keep winning to get hold that seed. that seed, hold his place in the ranking. So a must win for Justin and a spoiler opportunity for Justin, and Eric a must win to hold first place. And then Adam plays AJ. Adam, that could be an okay matchup. I don't know how much AJ is paying attention to his lineup. I know this week, Eric, AJ wanted to beat you because you're first place team. I don't know. That's what he said. So he might have said his lineup this week, but I don't know if he'll set his lineup next week. I think AJ's kind of tapped out, but I'll remind him. because he could be a big spoiler next week and beat Adam. And Dale, Eric, text him, tell him, hey, set your lineup because Adam's ahead right now. And if he does win this matchup, Eric, you need him to AJ to come through. Eric said he did post his dumpy lineup. Okay, yeah, I think he wanted to beat you this week. That's why. Yeah, so a lot of spoilers next week. Opportunities for spoilers. Guys can get knocked out. AJ set your lineup. Quit playing with Mary at the Rock shows. That's a good thing. AJ's not watching this. He's at the Rock shows right now. He went to the whole Echo Park Rising event that's going on in Silver Lake, and he's been doing it since Friday. So he's been going every day, or since Thursday. But stop posting. Quit posting. Playing with Mary at the Rock shows. I won't do what David and AJ did and let them win. Yeah. Well, most people are setting their lineups and trying to beat the top teams and play spoiler. And so thank you, Efren, for doing that. And Ray. Yeah, so week 20 next week, 2 weeks away. It's gonna be I think one of those things where, like, I don't know if the last week is going to determine the 4, 5, and 6, but I think it's going to be one of those. 5 and 6 spot. I think the last week's going to do it. Someone log into his account and set his lineup. Josh Bell batting. Oh yeah, he is. He's a switch hitter. Sorry, I haven't been paying attention to the game because I've been doing this. I usually try to watch these things with you. A home run right here, and Adams back in the lead. Or a double. I think any kind of hit, because I think they're tied in OPS. So a walk, I think, could give them the lead too. Yeah, let me look at that matchup and see. I know like OPS and average were like neck and neck. And I think Eric just so it's 1.045 to 1.021 in OPS and 323 to 318. So I think a base hit can give them both. And then if Hayward gets out, so yeah, this is crazy. We'll see what happens. But that's a crazy way if that ends up happening. And let's see this at bat. Woo. See. Okay. Yeah, oh, got him. Strikeout. So that helps. That helps Ray. Josh Bell got out again. So yeah, it would. I don't feel bad, but it would suck like if Justin and Moy got this far and get knocked out next week. Like, damn, that would suck because Justin has been in the top 6, I think, the whole season, and Moy's been in and out of like 6, 7, 5 throughout the season. So yeah, if those two get knocked out next week, that'll suck. But Carlos will be in. Joe, you're in, and but you got to. That's the thing about it. Like everybody's got to win to get in, except for Eric, who might get his asterisks tomorrow morning. But you got to win to get in, and that's how we want it, right? We don't want to have it locked up like 4 or 5 weeks before the playoffs even come. And so yeah. Yes, talk shit to AJ. Don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. I just like it sucked. If that was like I'm saying, like if that was my team, like I might be too invested in this shit, but I would be fucking pissed if I got that. I was in contention the whole season. I fell out at the last 2 weeks. That would fucking suck. Yeah, I'm hoping me and you do get the asterisks tomorrow. I don't know if there's enough though between us and the 5 and 6. I think we could clinch it if we get wins next week. After week 20, I think we can clinch our asterisks. It'd be a nice surprise tomorrow, but I think Eric's looking as the only one who's going to get it right now. Oh, I want to do something fun this week. I just fucking remembered right now. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to look, in honor. Well, it's gonna be more specific, but in honor of Josh Bell, a surprise pick. I wanted to look at the last round picks in the draft and see like who can we say had the best last round pick. So because there's nothing better than getting a badass player late in the draft, and because you kind of it's bragging rights, right? And every one of us who gets a badass player that like ends up being an all-star, and you got him in like the 14th round or later, in the back of your mind, like, yeah, that's right, I'm the shit. Basically, Mr. Irrelevant. But yeah, I want to see who the best last round pick is, because I think that'd be fun to do. Well, I have a few of you on. Okay, draft. You guys want to look at it? Teams. Okay, so let's go to rounds. Go to round 20, 5, 24, 25. All right, so round 25. Start off with Moy. He got Brad Peacock. Chewy got Framber Valdez. I got 2 picks in the last one. Eduardo Nunez, he's not even active right now. But I did get Mike Fiers. And Mike Fiers, I think he has, I'll have to look at him, but I think he has a winning record of 11-3 and 18, 19 quality starts. So I think that's pretty damn good for a last pick. Caleb Ferguson for Justin. Isaiah Falefa. I don't know where the hell that is. That's for Adam. Alejandro got Willie Adams. Ooh, Moy. Jorge Polanco, and he traded him. He traded him to Chewy late, a couple weeks back, a month ago or something. But Jorge Polanco was an all-star this week, and he got him in the last round. So I think that's the winner so far. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Jorge Polanco was an all-star. Let's just click on him. Look at his stats. Yeah. He got 17 home runs so far, batting .293. Yeah. Great pick in the last round. Scooter Gannett just came back for Dale. He's doing okay, but nothing that had any significance on your season. Lucas Giolito, great pick by Carlos. Matt Barnes, David, and Kevin Pillar, Ray. Eric, you didn't have a pick in the last draft because you traded picks in the last round, but I'll look at your last pick. Eric, your last pick was in the 24th round. It was Yangervis Solarte. Because, yeah, you didn't make a pick in the 25th round because you traded. But your last pick was Yangervis Solarte. So, who do I think had I think I give it to Polanco, right? I think give it to Moy, who had the best last pick. I think me, Moy, and Carlos with Lucas Giolito. And Mike Fiers, guys, just so he's 11-3, 18 quality starts. So that's for my last pitcher. That's pretty good. But I give it to Moy. Jorge Polanco is an all-star, badass, and so maybe next time I'll do. Let's see, first round. Who busted in the first round? Eric got Trout, Mookie Betts, Nolan Arenado, DeGrom, Turner, Christian Yelich, Scherzer, Altuve, Cunha, Sale. Ooh, I think probably AJ busted in the first round, right? Sale had his worst year in a long time. So, yeah, I think AJ got the bust of the first round and Chris Sale. Because Jose Ramirez, Dale, I would have said you, but, man, he is having an insane second half. His first half was Surface Diego Giolito. His hurt. Jose Ramirez first half sucked, but man, he is coming in clutch for you right now. He's carrying. He has a bunch of shit on his people on his back, man. He's carrying the Indians. Yeah, Jose Ramirez is doing great for you, Dale. Otherwise, yours could have been in contention for the bust of the first round. Verlander's great for Carlos, JD for Ray, and Bregman for David. So yeah. How about worst trade? Because there's gonna be that shit gets talked about. Like every time someone makes a trade, like I could do worst trade, but that gets talked about every time someone makes a trade. It's all over the group me. That's the shit I'm tired of hearing about because it's just fucking complaints and arguments. But yeah, that'd be funny though. So yeah, thought that was kind of fun. Like who hit in the last round? Don't be a wimp, dude. We talk about it all the time, and I do chime in, and I should not chime in because we end up going on for like 50 messages, a whole lot for nothing. Oh well, Joe said David Bellinger worst trade. I think Hayward just got hit. Hayward just got another hit. That's it, Eric. Hayward just got a double with the home run and the double. I think he's got it for you to be back in first place, and I think Adam will go down to fourth. Dale, I think with that you will get the second seed. Dale, you'll get the second seed and possibly a playoff bye. Man, Dale, if you get that, what another great run. Last year I thought you had a great run when you made that stretch into the late like postseason and you had that run at the end. Eric, I'm fucking tonight. Okay. But man, this run's even better for you. So your players are going off, Dale, in the second half. I mean, Donaldson and Jose Ramirez are just ridiculous right now. Ridiculous. Donaldson looks fucking awesome. But yeah, I think that does it. So going back, the Bellinger thing, it's funny because I was talking about that with AJ. And just like, dude, it came down to if this happens, we'll do the trade. I was like, and this guy's Bellinger's the MVP. This guy's amazing. But I mean, that's why Adam in contention for first place. He has the two MVPs, Bellinger. But yeah, damn, that would be something. Yeah, that I think would be considered for the worst trade. But again, it's all people's opinion, right? I have Castellanos. Hey, look, let me see on the back of his jersey, artist. That was a big trade pickup for me. Guy's a beast. Now it looks like it wasn't because I gave up Nelly Cruz, and Cruz went off with home runs, but he's hurt, and I don't think he's going to play the rest of the season with his fractured wrist. Needs surgery or something. I don't know if that he needs surgery, but I think he's done. So he is still going for me, and he's doing great this season. So I think at first that Nelly Cruz trade was bad because of the home runs, but now I got Castellanos, he's been doing great, and he's still going for me. So, but Alejandro did have the better half of that trade. Oh, Lester, throw Lester in there, yeah, maybe Alejandro still comes out on top. Maybe next week I could say we can talk about who got the best infield. Like we could say who had the best third, short, catcher, second, and first. And then maybe we could say collectively who had the best outfield. That could be, some things we talk about next week if you guys are able to watch. But yeah, coming down to the last 2 weeks, guys. So I think I'm gonna call it there. Going on 40 minutes. Congrats to those that won this week. Big wins, big losses this week, but the people can, big wins in terms of like that solidified things like Eric. Hopefully me and Dale will be solidified for playoffs. Maybe we'll get an asterisk tomorrow morning. big wins in terms of people putting themselves in position to win, and they get in Carlos and Joe. You know, Adam still in it, and I think he's another one. Like, I think he can still even afford to lose once, and he'll be fine. But another guy who winning in next week represents a lot of must-need wins for people. And Moy and Justin, some people have to lose. Dale and a couple other teams can knock guys out of contention and play big spoiler, or knock guys out of top rankings. So yeah, big opportunities for next week in terms of wins and big results this week. It'd be crazy if the offense continues like this, like how it went this week with just the insane numbers across our league. You know, people getting average 15, 14 home runs this week. That's ridiculous. And multiple people getting 18, 19 home runs. How about best ad? Yeah, we could do that one. I would have to really look at it though. See, that when I do this stuff, I kind of have to, like, I don't want to waste time talking to you guys, just looking at my phone trying to find, okay, this one had this ad, this one had these. When I'm trying to figure out one of these like topics to talk about, I really look at it so I can kind of find the shit quick on my phone, and also have people in mind already that I want to talk about. And I have to look at every team and just be like dead silent on my phone while I'm trying to figure it out. So something like that, where best ad, I would have to really look at it. I didn't know talking to us was wasting time. Is that talk? What are you talking? No, I'd be quiet. Like I'd be trying to figure this stuff out, and I'll be distracted by that, and I won't keep talking. So that's the thing. But I'll figure that one out. If you want to do best ad next week, on top of, maybe who had the best first baseman, or we could. What I'll do for the first 5 minutes of next week's video is I'll post, okay, what if non-statistical or whatever position question you want to talk about, like best ad, or best trade. So I'll do, we'll talk about 2 next week. And like I said, we'll see. Ask Jasmine for some suggestions. You'd be like, who's having the most fun? Yeah, so this looks like it's locked up, and you guys have a good Sunday night. Week 20 next week, and we'll see if the asterisks are there tomorrow morning. All right, guys, enjoy your Sunday night. Thanks for hanging and talking about it. That's awesome. It's always better, because then we can do this. I can do these videos for a long time instead of just like 10 minutes. But you guys have a good one. Great job. Oh, thanks, Dale. See you.